And here's the Writer's Allman Brother for Friday, July 31st, 2026. It's the birthday of J.K. Rowling, J-Ro, purveyor of fantasy stories. Most famously, the one about how trans women filled with exogenous female hormones pose any danger whatsoever to cis women in public bathrooms. She was born a shadowy non-being in 1965, almost immediately began cosplaying as a person, and later fantasizing that she was two boys and a girl, all of them holding little rods. As a monster human girl-boy child, she lived with her tiny parents in winter-born Gloucestershire time Banditsham. Her first short story was about a rabbit with unspecified genitalia, and those little micro-bangs that cover only half its bunny forehead. As an adult, she didn't want readers to know she was a woman, so she sprouted a fake middle initial and pretended to be G.K. Chesterton, except for Tykes. Hence did she push Harry Potter out of her literary uterus. Also on this day, she gave him her same birthday, Harry, a boy. She then transitioned from androgynous pen name to fully masculine one, writing as Robert Galbraith. Those 8 Galbraith detective novels required regular infusions of testosterone, which caused her to rage out on Twitter against people who were minding their own business, and to forge a lifelong psychic situationship with first fake namesake Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's the birthday of Mark Cuban, born a cigar that wriggled out of a shark's vagina and wormed its way across a picket line into a basketball stadium owned by John McCain. He then sprouted 13 bank accounts and began scurrying up and down the parquet floor, buying and selling copies of The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand to technocrats sitting courtside who paid him in cold stares. Cuban finally earned enough to purchase an enormous jaw, with which he pried off the scalp of Kevin O'Leary and stole his compassion. The two men then, through the process of parthenogenesis, molted 4 new cigar shark basketball-shrugging Atlas babies, with whom they went on television to dash the hopes of futurepreneurs, except the guys who make that underwear that opens horizontally in the front. And it was on this day in 1993 that guitarist Dickey Betts was arrested for shoving two police officers into a supermarket bathroom, where he proceeded to shave their lower backs, but only with his mind. This was after a domestic dispute in which Betts told his wife that he was born a ramblin' man, that he only had one more silver dollar, and that he, quote, wasn't going to let them catch him. "Who do you think you are?" his wife said. "The Midnight Rider?" "Sweet Melissa," Betts said, "I'm trying to make a living and doing the best I can." "Oh, eat a peach," she said, and threw a peach at his head, which he caught and hurled back at her. She ducked, but it hit the whipping post they mysteriously kept in their bedroom, causing such a racket that Dickey's bandmates, who'd been sleeping downstairs and who happened to be siblings named Greg and Dwayne, phoned the law. Here's a poem for today by Ruth Lepson, entitled Some Questions and Answers. What is a manager? A manager is someone who makes a statement. What is a salesgirl? A salesgirl is someone who asks a question. What is a statement? A statement is a principle of business. What is a question? Calm is the answer and the question. What is anxiety? The question and not the answer. What is an oddity? Someone who asks too many questions. What is a cat, a lover, a TV? The refusal to question and answer. Have you anything to add? A long line to add, like a rope pulling you through a cave. What is a cave? A cave is a place where you are not free and want to be. What is a home? A home is a cave filled with questions and answers. Some Questions and Answers by Ruth Lepson, used without permission here on the Writer's Allman Brother, supported by Drunk Dial Your Ex, the app that performs regrettable tasks for you while you're busy working the night shift at the psych ward. Till next week, be well, steal a bike, and frame your dad.